Hello everyone! Have you ever heard the term stakeholders and stockholders, but still confused about the difference? Or, who exactly is more important in the business world? Well, in this video, we'll talk about stakeholders versus stockholders. Who is better? At first glance, the terms stakeholder and stockholder are similar, but they actually have quite clear differences. So, who exactly is a stakeholder? Well, quite simply, stakeholders are people or groups who have an interest or can be affected by the running of a business or organization. They don't have to be directly involved in operations, but decisions made by the company can affect them, either directly or indirectly. Stakeholders are divided into two main types, internal and external. Internal stakeholders are parties within the organization, such as employees, managers, and owners. Meanwhile, external stakeholders include consumers, suppliers, government, local community. They are all stakeholders because they have their own relationships and interests with the company. That's why in making decisions, companies shouldn't just think about profits, but also consider the impact on stakeholders. If you make the wrong move, conflicts can arise or even damage the company's reputation. For stockholders, or what we often hear as a shareholder, is a person or institution that has a share of ownership in a company. Since they own shares, they automatically have the right to a portion of the company's profits, usually through dividends. Furthermore, stockholders also have a role in making decisions that are important to the company. For example, they can participate in voting at the general meeting of shareholders, or what is commonly called the GMS. Stockholders are divided into two, active and passive. Active stockholders, such as institutional investors, are involved in the company's strategy. Passive ones, on the other hand, only invest without directly intervening. This difference affects the direction of company policy, especially when there is a strong push from large shareholders. But, note that the main goal of stockholders is usually more focused on one thing: increase share value, so it's not a big deal that the decisions they push for are more inclined towards short-term results that can make the company more profitable. The main difference is in their relationship and interests. Stakeholders can be involved in day-to-day operations, while stockholders are more involved in terms of ownership and investment. Now, when we talk about approaches, there's actually no one definite formula. But in general, there are types of companies that are more suitable to use a stakeholder approach, and there are also those that emphasize the role of stockholders. For example, companies that have a lot of direct interaction with the community, such as social enterprises, educational institutions, hospitals, or community-based businesses, usually will be more relevant if using the stakeholder approach. On the other hand, the stockholder approach is often applied with a focus on efficiency, growth, and share value, such as public companies or those that have gone public. For example, large corporations in the stock market, and usually have an obligation to provide profits to shareholders. Imagine, you have a business that you've built from zero. From capital, products, to promotion, you do everything yourself. After a while, your business grows more and more orders, and you start to get overwhelmed. Then you start wondering, do I need help? Maybe I should hire people to help me. But this is my hard-earned money. Why pay a CEO, an auditor, or another team, when I can still do it myself? This is where an important question arises. If you keep doing everything yourself, you'll have full control, but can the business grow further? On the other hand, if you hire a team, that means you start sharing roles, and maybe sharing interests too. There is no absolute right or wrong answer. Because at the end of the day, every business decision comes down to your values, the goals you want to achieve, and how you see the direction and future of the business you are building. Do you want to grow a business that prioritizes sustainability, social impact, and long-term relationships with various parties? Or do you prefer to focus on company value, growth, efficiency, and optimal return on investment? Both have their reasons and roles. Now, which approach do you think is most suitable for your business journey? The stakeholder approach, or the stockholder approach? So, there is no definitive answer about who is better. Stakeholders and stockholders both have important roles. It all comes back to your company goals, right? Well, hopefully it's clearer after watching this. See you in the next video.